First, so it's time for today's business news, and the US House of Representatives has passed a bill that could kick Chinese companies off American stock markets if they don't disclose more information. It's the latest attempt by Washington to really scrutinise financial ties with Beijing. Let's have more on that. We're going to cross to Yuka Roya from our business there. So, Yuka, the President, Donald Trump's been given one more way to intimidate Beijing, if you like, before leaving office.
Well, the US House of Representatives has now unanimously passed a bill that would force Chinese firms to come clean, disclose more information, or, as you said, face being banned from American stock markets. Now, the Senate version of the bill was already passed back in May, and President Donald Trump is now expected to sign it into law. Now, it's called the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act, and it requires foreign firms traded in the US to allow market regulators to inspect their audit information or prove that they're not under foreign government control. The bill applies to companies from any country, but it's clearly intended to target Chinese firms such as e-commerce giant Alibaba, internet search engine Baidu, and WeChat owner Tencent that are all listed in New York. Now, some lawmakers have accused Beijing of using US exchanges to cheat American investors into putting their money on companies controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. China's foreign ministry, on the other hand, has called it a discriminatory policy against Chinese businesses. Several US-listed Chinese companies like Alibaba have recently carried out secondary listings in Hong Kong to mitigate the risks.
Yeah, let's turn to some tech news now. Uber, this may sell its air taxi unit.
Well, this, according to a US web media, Axios, Uber is in advanced talks to sell its air taxi business called Uber Elevate to aerospace company Joby Aviation. Neither company has confirmed the report yet, but Axios says a formal announcement could be made mid-December. Now, Uber has been aiming to make drone taxis commercial by 2023, but the coronavirus pandemic has affected its ride-hailing business quite hard, forcing it to divert investment towards home working needs like Uber Eats, like food delivery service. Joby is a relatively new company set up in 2009 and has been backed financially by Toyota. It already signed a multi-year partnership with Uber last year to provide vertical takeoff devices for air taxis. Uber has also been reported as having talks with a startup backed by Amazon to sell its self-driving technology as well.
And Yuka, you're going to finish off, aren't you, with a quick look at the markets for us?
Well, that's right. European markets started trading on a mild note this Thursday. Major indices mostly floating around the flat line so far. Investors are anxious to see, obviously, to see how the ongoing Brexit talks will play out and if there will be any last-ditch trade deal could be hammered out. Asian markets mostly rose this Thursday, except in Shanghai, driven by optimism over COVID-19 vaccine rollout, as well as over US stimulus talks.
Yuka, thanks very much. Yuka Roya from our business desk there on France 24.